Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Sprague Field here on the campus of Montclair State University, where the Red Hawk Sports Network and Hawk Plus is proud to present Montclair State men's lacrosse. It's the opening game of the season between the Montclair State Red Hawks and the visiting Vassar College. Anthony Cafone alongside Catherine Pace. Catherine, a new season of men's lacrosse here on campus for Montclair State. New conference, too, coast-to-coast conference as well. New beginnings for this team and head coach Posque.
Absolutely. That's exactly why it is the Hawk Plus game of the week. There's so much great things to be seen here, and I can't wait to get into it. Some faces rejoining us. Tyler McCreary is no stranger to any of the Montclair State Lax followers. You know him all too well. He's set to continue and his season this go and break quite a few records or get close to them. So a lot of great things there and just all around lots of good stuff coming in. Even with Vassar, last season Montclair lost to them for the first time in quite a while. It broke a 7-game win streak against them. So this again I do think that will have a little taste, a little play in things going forward in this game. So very, very excited about all of that and all of what's to come.
Yeah, Catherine, like you mentioned, Tyler McCreary, 1 assist away from tying the Montclair State all-time program record. So he might more than likely will do it tonight, so we could be witnesses to history here at Sprague. Also 14 points away from breaking the all-time Montclair State points record. That would be an incredible milestone for Tyler McCreary. But he also has a brother on this team, Mike McCreary, who's also been dominant. This team is without Christian Boyle, who had his 100 goals last year, second leading scorer for this Montclair State team. So they're going to have to fill his production this season. Catherine, who do you really expect on this team to really step up in this coming season?
I would like to see a lot from, obviously, McCreary. Like I said, I'm a big McCreary fan coming into this. As you know, Cafone, I'm introducing myself to the sport of lacrosse. So hearing all these great things and having somebody breaking all these records as I'm stepping into this world is really cool, and it's something I look forward to. So definitely a lot from him. I also think Aiden Long, sophomore defender, I think that's super cool to see him grow a little more in that role coming into things. I think there's room for lots of growth and lots of movement for everybody on the team. And I'm just really excited to see how they all fit together. If I'm not mistaken, there was a player or two from Montclair that graduated and went on away from the department. One of which was the CSAC Defensive Player of the Year last year, Wilson Smith.
Yeah,
so
midfielder.
Yeah, so that's definitely going to be a role and a presence that's going to be missed and maybe need to be filled up. So let's see how that goes.
Let's get into starting some lineups for Vassar College first. Long stick midfielder, senior number 1, Dylan Dearman. Senior midfielder number 3, James Nicholas. Senior attacker number 7, Riley Olds. Freshman defender number 12, Aiden Santoro. Junior attacker number 19, Ian Zampano. Junior attacker number 20, Troy Santis. As the opening faceoff is underway. Ground ball pickup there inside by number 38, Holden Anderson, who is a sophomore faceoffer. And Vassar College will get things started. Right now, it'll be James Nicholas coming up down the side. He's going to be passing it off on that far sideline. You see on the other side, it's going to be Dan Bader trying to reverse field underneath, setting a nice off-ball screen. And now up top here with Santoro. Actually, that'll be number 14, Dan Negron, as the Brewers are setting in on the attack. Montclair State, one of the better teams in the CSAC last year in terms of defense. I mean, they still have David Metzger on this squad. He's not playing today. That role is taken up by junior goalkeeper number 10, Brandon Sevens, as Vassar trying to get inside. Shots we've deflected away. Good defense. Trying to get that ground ball inside. It looked like number 41, Patrick Bork, and Montclair State will try to get this defensive stop. Vassar will slow it down. Seem to have real control of the ball early. As it looks like up top, Negron attack on that left side, try to get everybody moving in front, looking for an opening on that back cut. You see a hedge up front by Cavino, as a long pass up top. That is Morton. Morton shot, and a good save inside, in front by Shevins, as clock looked like it stopped. And I think you see a flag down right around the 15-yard line. And I think we're going to get a call as one of the Montclair State players will be in the box. So Montclair will be down one man for, I think, a minute, as Vassar College has the man up, man down. Catherine, Vassar has been a dangerous squad. I mean, they weren't great last year. They got the win against Montclair State in the opening game, the only win they've had in the 8 matchups these two teams have had in their history. So what do you think has got to be the key difference in this game for them to really get a one-up on the Redhawks?
I think Vassar's definitely going to need to keep applying pressure, as we've seen so far, just in the first few minutes, or the first few seconds, really. There's been a lot of pressure applied by Vassar. They had 80 seconds on that shot clock, and they are moving this ball all around, trying to get closer and closer to the net each time with these passes.
And shot inside is a goal.
There
Troy
it is.
Santise, the junior attacker out of Washington Township, gets the Brewers on the board, 1-0, Vassar College.
And that's exactly what I was going to say they need to keep doing, because it seemed to be working. They were getting their rotations around. There was a stick in the air. I don't know if you saw that, Anthony, but there was one of the sticks went flying in the celebration. That's new. I've never seen that before.
I know the rule is once they score, you have to drop your stick in order for the referee to check your stick, make sure there's no illegal pockets. So I guess the referee checked. Goal's
Cool.
good. 1-0 Vassar.
The more you know. I also noticed the longer sticks for some of the players. I believe they're the midfielders, which is also something different, where some of them looks like midfielders, some of them are back a little further.
As it looks like Fiorenza had a face-off error right there. Give the ball right back to the Brewers. And it'll be Olds here on the near sideline. Trying to wait for his attackers to get substitutions out. Look like checking out is James Nicholas. Vassar trying to get out in front and here in the half-court as they're rotating around. A lot of motion. Back up top here to O'Hara. Back over inside to Olds. Good movement around the outside here from the Brewers, trying to get this Montclair defense to really move. Good shot inside, a miss right in front of the net by Santise, looking for his second. It'll roll out, but a chase for the ball. It'll stay with the Brewers.
Yeah, they're doing a really good job right now, moving things around and being very, very active and continuing to just create chaos down there and by the goal and in front of it, even behind it at some points.
You see Montclair State really into that zone set early. They're trying to really rotate around, not really let it opening, but you're seeing underneath they're trying to rotate Santise near that near side post, and he's been getting some good looks right there early. And that's going to be something that head coach Matt Posque has really got to have to narrow down and eliminate. As shot clock needs to get reset, we're waiting on a clock mishap.
If you look at any of the players right now, just to give the audience that is watching from the comforts of their own dwellings or warmth in general, of what the weather right now is like, you can look at each player and you can see their breath. I see their breath from the box, which is kind of far. Like usually, I'll be honest, when there is field hockey or football, I bring binoculars to make sure I can see these players, and I can clearly see their breath.
As pass is going to be over the top. Hustling underneath, and right there to make that play is Santise. Keep it in, a turnover as Montclair State will now have it on the chase. And now it's going to be right with Slovene. And now back up the field here come the Redhawks. There's a long stick midfielder, Patrick Bork, the freshman out of Randolph, getting his first start of his career. And now blowing right by is Matt Danzigs, part of the all-CSAC team last year. Montclair State still moving around. Now up here in the bottom, it looks like number 36, Anthony Adgeropoulos. And Montclair State continuing to move up top and now trying to go inside. Pass up behind and dropped. A pickup inside. A good ground ball in there by the Redhawks. Good cut in the middle, and it's going to be a wide pass. It's going to roll right to midfield. A little bit of stick fighting. And it looks like it'll be a turnover as Riley Olds will get in a flag. It looks like it's going to be against Montclair State. So another man-up, man-down opportunity for the Brewers. And a couple of penalties early for the Redhawks, putting them on advantages for the Brewers. Brewers capitalized on the first one and made it a 1-0 game. So now to start out with it, it's going to be number 32, Baker Morton. So Morton right from around the 45-yard line. on the attack for Vassar. As he gets the whistle to go, Brewers now move. That pass was up top there to Zampano, trying to get the Redhawks moving, and now it's going to be Olds again. Riley Olds moving right back up top, looking for an attack inside. Good pass. Able to rotate back around and try to get an open shot, and that was wide. Looked like it went high, and a good shot from Nate Cradaville. And a turnover. Montclair State wins the race to the ball. And now here comes back up the floor. It's going to be Brandon Shevins. And Montclair State will look to come back up the field. Good pass from Long. Try to reverse field. And now Redhawks are now moving here at the 35-yard line. And a pass now here on the low side to Joe Cavino. Cavino, really solid midfielder. Plays good defense. Could play end-to-end. As it looked like Tyler McCreary will pass it now off to Mike McCreary. McCreary now trying to run around the inside. Good move. Try to split those two defenders. He rotates. Almost a good pass off. I didn't even see the ball move out. And Tyler McCreary now has it. Bounce up and a pick up there by Cavino. And they rotate it up now to Gabalanis. Good movement from this Red Hawk team. They're trying to get inside. And there's going to be no goal. What a save inside by the goalkeeper.
That's exactly the sort of movement you want to continue to do if you're Montclair. That time it just got broken up from the save, but if they continue that movement, that's exactly what Vassar did to get that first goal and get them headed in the right direction, and Montclair can do the very same.
That was Jack Bagan on the save. Montclair State now starting from their other end. They're going to try to go up Shevins, moving it now down to Aiden Long. Long now down the near sideline. Referee whistles. It looks like it might have been an offside call. And now Nicholas near. And that's going to be up now with Olds. Olds right around the 20. As Olds will move back out. And it's going to be now with Ryan Metz. Now up here with DeRosa. Luke DeRosa, freshman midfielder. A lot of freshmen on this Vassar College squad. Relatively young team as they look to find their way through, get their second straight win against Montclair State. Another shot inside, and Shevins with a good save. It's going to be picked up by Shevins. Another pass wide, and it looks like it's going to be a turnover. As another ill-advised turnover in the defensive zone as substitutions coming in for both sides. Looks like it's going to be number 43, Mateo Roman, as well as number 31, Cullen Fagan for Vassar. Montclair State trying to get back up. Still held scoreless in this first quarter. About 9 minutes, 28 seconds to go. As they're trying to attack that far side. And now up here with number 18, Jack Cleary. Cleary reverses field. Montclair State looking to even out the score. Pass underneath and a shot. Bouncer goes wide. And a good look underneath for the Redhawks. You got that pass, and it looked like it was number 30 Alex Kuniki, right in front.
Yeah, it looked like it just missed the stick, that it bounced the ground, and it didn't bounce right into the netting on the stick.
And now here come Redhawks again as Cleary moves it to the right side. Pass it back behind the net, looking for another opening. It's going to be Tyler McCreary again, getting stick checked. Ooh. McCreary getting forced out. Good defense from Vassar. And a flag down. So Montclair will get to be able to finish out this possession. It might have been a slash there.
Yeah, quite a few of them actually.
So now it's going to be back up with number 38, Matthew Holland. A shot is to be deflected away, up in the air, picked up, inside, shot! It's to be saved again on the inside. Troy Santise. Actually, Jack Bagan on the save again.
I'm glad that flag was thrown. I've been told many stories and many mornings that lacrosse is a very tough sport. You got to be ready to get physical and get into the game, but that, I don't know, as somebody who's never seen it before, that stick did look like it was moving a little far and over, and I'm glad I'm at least learning on the right track. Yeah,
it seemed like a little bit of slashes inside. And And Montclair State will now have a man-up, man-down opportunity right from the 15-yard line. And Redhawks are back on the attack. Now it's going to be up top here with Joe Covino. Rotating back down to Holland. And Montclair State looking for that opening. Holland again up top, and the pass almost away from Covino, but it's going to be intercepted away. Brewers back again on the attack. As a good defense there by Solomon Hess. As a slip there, loses the ball. Montclair State gets the turnover. Now back the other way. Covino misses the shot, and it goes wide left. As the chase for the ball is going to be won by Covino. Montclair State will get another crack at it. And it looks like we have another whistle, but play will continue. As Covino now back up top to McCreary. McCreary, good long shot, and it's deflected away. Another one from Bagan. Third save of the game already for Bagan in this first period. And he's looked indestructible inside.
Yeah, Bagan was a big part of the team last year for Vassar with 147 saves last season.
As that ball is going to be loose, going to be picked up on the ground ball pickup. Looks like Dylan Learman has some subs are coming in from both sides. Right now, it's going to be in the hands of Riley Olds here on the near sideline. Olds gets a screen set up there by Zampano. And now they'll reset, slow it down, and try to look for another opening. Really good defensive game early. Couple of shots from both sides. Right now it's 2 on the side of Vassar, 3 for Montclair State. As it looks like a turnover right there. Montclair State will get it right back. Redhawks now again on the attack, still looking for their first goal of the 2023 season. As the pass up top here, it's going to be in the hands of Aiden Maxwell, and looks like another turnover. And Vassar will have it right back. It's going to be right now with Mateo Roman. Roman will reverse fields as they look to go right back up. Another fast-paced effort here from Vassar, as you saw Solomon Hess sort of get there. A timeout taken by the Brewers with 6:17 to go in the first period. Still leading 1-0. Catherine, takeaways from that first couple of minutes. It seemed like Vassar had the ball for a lengthy part of it. They had the time of possession almost knocked down, and Montclair State really couldn't get that attack going early.
Yeah, it seems like Vassar is going faster, to put it simply. They are just that much quicker on things. It's almost like a split second that they're ahead, but they're just that split second ahead, and they're capitalizing off of that. They're really flowing together really well. When Montclair is in their O-zone, they're doing the same. They're trying their best to. They're just not getting as close to the net as I think they'd like, or as good, clear, quality chances that Vassar is getting. Not that Vassar is getting many of them. There's only been a few so far that have been pretty clear, but nonetheless, Vassar is still getting them, and Montclair is not. So Montclair has to put in just a little more work to try and get that little extra clearance to get the ball through to the net.
Yeah, right now Vassar 2 for 2 on face-offs to start this game off. They've been really good at winning those opening possessions. They've been able to get out in front, and that first possession they really had, they held on to the ball, it seemed like, for the first 3 minutes of the game, and the Redhawks really couldn't break that offense. Things have evened out since. 6 shots for Montclair State, 5 for the Brewers. But it'll be Vassar College to start with it. Right around the 20-yard line, it looks like it'll be Dylan McFarland, the junior attacker out of Hickory, North Carolina, to get things started. Actually, looks like that is Dan Negron, actually, to start things off. Montclair State making a final last-second substitution. And it'll be Shane O'Hara now, passing it down inside to Baker Morton. Morton going off to his left as Vassar trying to continue to move the ball around. A little bit of stick checks right there as Nate Cradaville trying to look for an opening as Olds gets the wraparound pass. And it'll be back into the hands of Negron. Negron going to his right. Negron gets stopped on the inside, but to be blocked away by Shevins. And Shevins again with his 4th save already today. And now back the other way. Here comes Maxwell. As pass underneath. Pass again right in front of the net. Looking for an opening again. Shot. And a goal inside. Joe Covino puts Montclair State on the board for the first time in the 2023 season.
There it is, so clear. So that's exactly what I had just said before, Anthony. They were behind just a little half step, and they put in the extra work and they got it. That little pass on the side there that went to McCreary behind the net and then back up at around the 20-yard line and then back to the front, that whole little transition worked perfectly to get that little extra space, catch the defense off guard, and get the ball right to the net.
Mike McCreary credited with the assist, so he has the first assist on the year for the Redhawks. So
and now he's tied with that record.
that was actually Tyler. Mike was the one who got the assist.
Excuse me. I heard McCreary.
Ball's be battled around, and a loose ground ball still in the hands of Montclair State, finally able to get the pickup. Looks like it's going to be Covino. Actually, it's number 18, Jack Cleary, as the Redhawks will look to continue to move it around with Matt Danzigs. Redhawks finally get on the board. About 5:30 to go in the first quarter. And it seems that gives them a little bit of confidence moving forward, Catherine.
Definitely a boost to the team.
Pass inside, and the pass is wide right, and it'll roll all the way out. A turnover for Vassar. That ball was not deflected, so it'll be right back to the Brewers. It'll be with Dan Bader. As Bader will launch the ball across field, be picked up, and now coming the other way, it looks to be number 14, Dan Negron. Ball's almost on the ground, and it's going to be picked up inside by the Redhawks. And again, it'll be passed back to Greco. And now Shevins looks to reset things and get back on track with the Redhawks. Shevins will launch it as Danzigs will be on the receiving again. Danzigs now right by the 30 near side, trying to look to attack again. As Mike McCreary passing it with his brother. Mike back to Tyler. As Tyler will get a screen from Mike and now pass it back up top. And it will be reset with Gabalanis. Gabalanis passing it across, and now Montclair State looking for another opening. It seems like they're resulted to a lot of cross-field passes as trying to drive inside. Covino again, and a bouncer is going to be rejected away by Bagan, and Montclair State will get it right back on the chase.
As you said, there's a lot of outside passes. I think the outside needs to go in a little bit more of a circular motion, or just happen just a hair quicker, and it'll open up the inside again like before.
Gabalanis passes it outside. Covino driving inside, shot. It's going to go wide again, and it'll stay with the Redhawks. As you see Covino taking more of that authoritative role in the offense here in the early going. 4 shots already, 3 of which have been on goal. So it looks like Covino is going to be the one taking a lot of these shots this year, as Gabalanis will pass that ball off. As Aiden Long looked like on the receiving end. Montclair State trying to find another opening, as it looks like a turnover as that pass missed its target. And Vassar again, Solomon Hess, looked to drive it back up the field. Ball's away and picked up inside right there by number 41, Patrick Bork, but it's going to be stolen away by Riley Olds. And now here's Colin Fagan. And Vassar slowing it down. Montclair State in these last few minutes, 5 shots to the Brewers, none, one of which has resulted in a goal. As Ryan Metz now has it and passed it back. As Vassar looking to really control the pace of play, and ball's on the ground. It looked like a little bit too much contact. And Montclair State, I don't know if they're going to call a penalty on that. It looked like there was a little bit of contact, but doesn't seem to be a call. And a few substitutions are coming in from both sides. 2:31 left to go in the first period. 1-1 MSU versus Vassar in the opening game of the 2023 men's lacrosse season. Here on the Hawk Plus Game of the Week, Anthony Cafone alongside Catherine Pace. As we get the okay to go, as Ampano start things off, and now here's Riley Olds on the other side. Vassar looking to really move it around. Olds underneath pass, still looking for that opening. But good zone look here from Montclair State as an intercepted pass right inside. Good defense of the Red Hawks, but it's intercepted again by Olds. Olds hits the deck. Ground ball picked up by Montclair State, and they will reset things. Crazy sequence right there, but it ends up in the hand of Darren Meyer. And now back the other way with the Red Hawks. I mean, good defense on the last possession. They were rotating really well, Catherine.
That they were.
And now here's Mounier. Ethan Mounier will have to slow things down as Dylan Dearman was guarding him closely. Red Hawks looking for another goal to get their first lead of the season. Mounier almost lost it. Ball was a little wide of the net, but Montclair State will keep possession.
I think he was trying to make up for the penalty.
And now it's going to be Mike McCreary. And now going to be rotating around Dan Siggs. Now back up top here with Covino. Red Hawks still moving without the ball, trying to get that opening, that back cut inside. Mike McCreary now back up top with Dan Siggs. Dan Siggs will move out to his right, look for that opening, and no one's going to take that as they're going to rotate it back outside. As it'll be now passed up here to Mounier. Mounier trying to move off the screen from Covino. Cut back to his left. Back outside of Covino on the left wing. Montclair State still looking. Another screen from Covino. Shot is going to be wide, a little bit off to the left. As Tyler McCreary will chase that ball down.
That lower right side keeps opening up, but nobody is seeing that yet. I hope they make use of that space as they're doing right now.
And Tyler McCreary, again, rejected inside by Bagan. And Montclair State gets the loose ground ball. Seems like they've been doing that all game, really getting in front. And another turnover as back the other way comes Dylan Dearman, and that pass was a little wide, and they're going to say turnover, Montclair State ball. Dearman with a bad mistake on the pass, and the Red Hawks continuing to just play that sweltering defense these last few minutes of the first period. Aiden long pass, almost disrupted, but Montclair State able to keep the ball with Jack Greco. Back up the field come the Red Hawks. As a cut back to the right, a nice spin move. Trying to look for an opening, and it's going to be rejected away. Shot by Mounier. And another good play inside by Bagan as Montclair State will get the ball right back. And they're going to say turnover as it was outside of the line against Mike McCreary. Couple of substitutions now from both sides as they try to get fresh legs. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second, and that'll do it for the first period. We are knotted up at 1. Montclair State and Vassar going back and forth with shots. I mean, altogether, 5 shots for the Red Hawks, 3 on goal for Vassar. Catherine, I mean, that was very high-paced offense. You saw Vassar tried to slow things down. They wanted to keep the pace in their hands in a slow tempo. Montclair State looking to really attack early.
Yeah, and you know what? It's kind of different. When they first started the game, it looked like Vassar was on top of things. They had speedy feet. They were going and going and going, and they weren't stopping. So to see them make that extra effort to control the pace of the game, I think that definitely says something. I think Montclair is definitely getting in their head. But I do want to point out the turnovers. Montclair with 9, Vassar with 7. So as I mentioned before, I'm kind of new to lacrosse, but Cafone, what are your thoughts on that? Are turnovers, as far as I'm aware, turnovers are generally not the greatest thing?
Turnovers aren't good, but you generally want to keep away from turnovers that could lead to quick, easy opportunities on the other end. And they've really had a couple that were right at midfield that could have been dangerous,
right,
but they've limited those turnovers. A lot of their turnovers have been in the attacking end,
okay, so
it really hasn't really been detrimental to them. But I think they've played generally pretty clean. I think one thing you got to really do is loosen up those turnovers. But one thing I think they've been doing really well has been hustling on the defensive end. After that first goal, it really seemed like Matt Paskey really tightened up that defense. They went to a little bit of that zone look. And they were getting pressure on anybody who was really trying to come in. They were trying to get to Riley Olds a lot on that right wing, and Olds really didn't have any opportunity to look. Early on, they were trying to rotate that player off to the left side. You saw that goal from Santise when Santise was able to rotate and had that near side post really wide open. That's how he was able to really score. But Montclair State really shut that down moving forward. But, I mean, still 3 more periods to play, Catherine. What are some things that from both teams that you think that they really need to focus on in the second, third, fourth period?
Well, if you're Vassar, I mean, they're trying to take more control of the pace. Stick with that. You can't just go with that and then just, the other team is going a little fast, so now I'm going to go fast. You have to kind of make a decision on that. And for Montclair, stay with what you're doing. they seem to have found a groove in their play, and it's working well. It's throwing Vassar off a little bit, and I think if they stick with it, it will continue to do so. And I think it will cause a little bit of chaos in their favor.
And Novak in the center circle with Holden Anderson, as Anderson will try to get that face-off, but a ground ball pickup by Montclair State. And they're right on the attack right away. Shot no wide, as it looked like Novak right away off the center circle trying to go right in and score for the Red Hawks.
And that's just it. Keep that fire. Keep going.
As Tyler McCreary now behind the net. And Red Hawks look to really slow it down now. They got their numbers in front. Danzig's now up top. Rotate it back up to Cleary. Cleary trying to put the moves on. Goes to his right. Passes it off, and a slip there on the end line by Tyler McCreary. Montclair State now with Mike. And Mike McCreary now passes it back up. Montclair State now trying to go inside. Shot is going to be rejected away, and a good pickup there inside by Bagan. It was a good shot by Gabalanis, but didn't have much to work with. Other end, here comes Nicholas. Nicholas now in front, 3-on-4. Vassar does not have the numbers. They're forced to go out. Another pass up, and a shot is to be rejected away. A nice burner there from Zampano, but Shevins in front able to deflect it with the stick.
Great job there by Shevins to make sure he got over and took care of business.
As Vassar will still have it now after the shot. And now it'll be up top here with Baker Morton. O'Hara now, guarded closely by Danzigs. O'Hara trying to work off that little push there. O'Hara shot is going to be deflected up by Shevins again. Shevins coming up huge these last 15 minutes after letting up the early goal. Now up here with Vassar again. It's going to be number 20, Troy Santise. Now up top, near the top of your screen with Baker Morton. Morton looking to really spread the floor out. Vassar kind of bunched up in the middle. Morton trying to go to his left and passes it off behind the net. It looked like number 19, Ian Zampano. And now Vassar again forced to really reset things. Trying to go, and again is Zampano. Zampano rotates, shot inside, and a goal! Ian Zampano, and once again Vassar takes the lead 2-1.
Yeah, Shevins got down there, and I think he just kind of overtracked the ball and lost sight of it as it went in.
And it seemed like when you get that one-on-one opportunity right there on your weak side, it's tough to really guard that. And Zampano able to make a good move
and capitalize
on it. 2-1, Vassar, 13-17 left to go in the second period. And another face-off at center circle. Looks like it's going to be Anderson again for Vassar, and Anderson able to pick that ball right up. Now coming back the other way, shot, and another goal!
Wow.
Ian Zampano is second in 10 seconds.
My goodness, that was something. He demanded controlling and commanded the field. It's like, everybody move, I'm taking my shot, and everybody did. Wow. Credit to him.
Ian Zampano, 2 goals on 2 shots on goal. He's been electric these last few seconds, and he's built a 2-goal lead for the Brewers. And that was really started on that face-off win by Holden Anderson. He was able to get out in front, and they were able to get numbers. As now the other end, another face-off win now with Andrea Fiorenza. Fiorenza trying to push the pace again, and he loses it. Ball's on the ground, still on the ground. Fiorenza able to pick it up and shovel it off, and it looks like timeout taken by, I believe, the Red Hawks. With 12:59 to go in the first half, 3-1 Brewers on a quick pace, and you see their teammates really high-fiving even Ian Zampano after that great performance.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, his first season, he only had four goals as a freshman. That's still quite something. But then you look at last season, 22 goals. 22 goals with a total of 36 points. That's quite a lot. And now he's coming in as a junior, definitely trying to leave his mark and send a message to the young players on the team. As you mentioned before, they do have quite a bit of freshmen, a total of 18 on their 48-player roster. That's a decent chunk. So definitely trying to give those kids something, give all the players something to look up to, and also somebody to want to play with and work with and be like, hey, I mean business.
Yeah, this is a new look Red Hawk team as well. I mean, we talked about in the open, Christian Boyle had 45 goals last year, was the second leading scorer on the squad, 69 points altogether. He's not here this year. You talked about Wilson Smith, one of the reigning defensive CSAC Player of the Year, one of the great long stick midfielders you've seen here at Montclair State from West Virginia. So you really, those are two of your main spark plug guys that are gone this year, and you've had to fill their shoes. And right now, in these first quarter, you've seen the guys who they are looking to. Covino a lot, Tyler McCreary a lot. And right now they're setting up those opportunities still early on in this game, but you got to imagine these guys are going to have to step up big in these next couple of periods. As it'll be Mike McCreary now behind the net, and Montclair State will look to spread things out. Covino now right around the 40-yard line. Goes to his right. Covino trying to look for an opening, and he'll pass it up behind the net here. Tyler McCreary. Covino sets a screen, but McCreary ignores. Tyler McCreary trying to cut inside, and he's swarmed by Brewers, and he has to get that ball out. Ball on the ground, and it's going to be almost picked up right inside there by Patrick Bork. But it looks like a turnover. And I think they went before the referee whistle, so they had to stop that. Nicholas will slow it down now as they look to make some substitutions into the game now. Number 5, Ryan Metz, who now has the ball. As it looked like Colin Fagan hits the bench. Also into the game, number 27, Luke DeRosa, who picks up that ground ball. DeRosa running on to that far sideline. Getting hacked by Danzigs. DeRosa trying to look again. Tries to cut right. Tries to get an opening. DeRosa, and it's in!
Man.
And that's Luke DeRosa, the freshman from Centerport, New York, his first career goal. And once again, Vassar expands their lead.
I think if you're Montclair right now, you need to take a deep breath and try and communicate with your teammates. You got to stick to the defensive plan that you had in place. Yeah, the score is looking up, but you know what? You still have a whole lot of game left to play. And based off my research, this can be a very high-scoring sport. So don't let that impact you. You got to just focus on the game and what's right in front of you for the moment. Worry about that later.
As Fiorenza won the face-off, but the ball is bounced back to Mounier. Montclair State right around midfield. A good stick check by Dearman, but able to break there is Mounier. Montclair State looking to really get back into this game with Tyler McCreary. And Montclair State will use their safety valve. A couple of substitutions coming in as they're trying to get their attackers out in front. McCreary trying to go inside. It was actually Covino, but he missed wide with the shot. Flag. And it looks like Montclair State's going to go in the man up, man down. I think you saw a slash there. So Montclair State will have a minute with a man advantage to try to get a goal back.
You know, I know I said it before, Cafone. I know I said Tyler McCreary, and I was talking about how it's super cool that he's got a bunch of records to break and stuff. But let's not put the pressure on him. I feel like if you're Montclair, don't leave it to make it like it's the first game of the season. Don't make it like he's got to do all this stuff right now. A lot of other people can step up and do but can step up and take part of that offensive work into their hands as well. I think it would help all around to do something like that.
Now it's up top here with Verbuchen. MSU is trying to close in now slowly. McCreary pass inside. Pass was wide. And a ground ball pickup turnover. As back up the field come the Brewers. And Drew Emersakis, sophomore defender. It'll be Sampano now to slow it down. Sampano will jog and try to get his teammates back in front right now. Still in the man up, man down, but I think it's over. So now Montclair State does not have the advantage. Here's Nicholas again here on the left wing as you see Vassar in no rush to really do anything on the attacking end.
They got time. They're going to use it. They're going to use all of it.
Morton now with it. Yeah, you see they're trying to burn the entire man up, man down, but no pressure from Montclair State as Negron. He's going to go right, trying to go right in front to the net, but he's denied an opening. And now here comes Santis and a whistle. It looks like a turnover as Montclair State will get it right back. And now here comes Jack Greco trying to get that ball over midfield. And what an interception in front. Back the other way. TJ Carl, no good, and a save from Shevins. Wow.
Great job there and an unexpected break by Shevins.
Yeah, you saw TJ Carl intercept that pass from Greco, and he had a one-on-one with Shevins, but Shevins comes up huge to prevent the 4-goal lead. But still going to stay with the Brewers. Zampano now rotating it back up top here with Negron. Negron avoids the check from Cavino. Pass, shot, Carl. He misses wide. As now it'll be back in the hands of Montclair State. 9:23 left to go here in the first half. 4-1 in favor of the Brewers. Shevins going way out of his goal. Pass it over midfield. As the Redhawks looking to apply pressure. Shot inside, and he saved in front. Good save by the goalkeeper Bagan. And now back the other way come the Brewers. As a pass off there from Morton. Shot inside, we deflected away, and a flag. There was a chase for the ball after that shot. You saw Shevins try to go after it. And I believe the penalty is going to go against Montclair State, so it'll be the Brewers this time with the man up, man down. This will be their third time on it. And I think the penalty looked like it was going to be on Danzig's. As the Redhawks make a couple of substitutions. I think they're going to... I'm going to say it's going to be on number 14. We'll get a number check on that in a second. Actually, it was number 41, Patrick Bork, who was offsides. That was the call. As O'Hara passes it up. And now inside here with Santise. Vassar trying to utilize their entire time here. As a bad pass there from Olds in front of O'Hara. And a bad turnover for Vassar.
Montclair needed that. The Redhawks really need to get that opportunity to get into the offensive zone and make something happen.
It'll be Aiden Maxwell now within a whistle. And it looks like another turnover. This one on Maxwell. And giving the ball right back to Vassar. Montclair State's 14th turnover already today.
That's a lot.
And now it's going to be with O'Hara. And it looks like referee didn't give the whistle okay. As it looks like time still stopped.
That was the second time that's happened so far in this game.
Long pass. Vassar now has it. It's in the hand of Riley Olds. Olds gets underneath now, trying to pass it right back. Trying to get their numbers back in front. And it's going to be a pass here to Zampano. And back around here, you see number 46, Anderson Eads. A lot of substitutions for Vassar, as you've seen today. Now it's back with Olds up top. TJ Carl had that great defensive play a few minutes ago. He passes that off. And the Brewers, once again, are going to have to reset. Anderson Eads cuts left. Eads passes it back up top. A couple of cuts and a shot's going to be saved away by Shevins. And once again, another big save as Darren Mayer able to pick up that ground ball and slow it down. Montclair State will get some substitutions on the field. As that long pass is able to connect.
Nice.
Over to Aiden Maxwell. Maxwell shot. Bouncer is going to be saved up front. Good play there by Bagan. And Bagan's just been coming up huge today. Already his 9th save. And a big hit right there as tried to right off the bench. You saw flying in was number 50, Corbin Quintero. Made a huge hit, but Vassar able to stay with it. Trying to rotate around, trying to go nice underneath cut. No, couldn't get a shot there. Looked like it was Danny Goldman.
It seems like there's a little bit of miscommunication for Montclair. It seems like there's something a little off. Maybe they're getting a little frazzled right now. They got to try and bring it together. You still got a little more than half a game left to play. Get through this period so you can get to the half mark and take a breath and get back on the same page.
And now it'll be Olds here right around the 10-yard line. He'll slow it down, let his substitutions come into the game. 6:28 left to go in the first half. As now it's up top with Zampano. Long pass connects to DeRosa. As Luke DeRosa picked up his first career goal earlier in this period. Metz Trying to get a shot off, and it's going to go wide. Nowhere near the goal, but able to make the chase to the ball is Riley Olds, and he'll be staying with the Brewers' possession. Once again, Vassar these last few minutes staying with their attack. They've won this second period. As that pass goes wide, it's going to roll out to midfield. Trying to keep it in the zone right there was Dan Negron. And now a ground ball pickup. Defenders cannot go past midfield. And Mets will now pass it up here with Luke DeRosa. DeRosa trying to put a move on. Spins to his left and really shut off.
Such a choice to make on this field, as we've seen. It's pretty wet from all the sleet and rain and hail that we've gotten today. So quite a choice by them. We've seen quite a few slips and stuff all over. As
Troy Santise wins the chase, and now he is sticking with this Vassar possession. He'll cut right, spin left. Try to get a screen out there in front by Metz. As pass up top, shot, and a goal in front. Dan Negron from around the 25-yard line. And again, Vassar on the board. They lead this one 5-1 with 5:25 to go in the first half.
You know, it seems like Chevins is just a little bit behind, but there's so much going on in front. It's hard to get ahead of it. It's hard to track it all the way through, and it seems like everybody is just kind of running around, not really fully committing to their defensive duty at the exact spot in the right time. But I think I think Montclair can work through this, and I hope to see that as the game continues.
Assist credited to Riley Olds, who again is continuing to build upon his career here. Had 12 assists all last season. Led the team in points with 35. So another point to the reigning point champ for the Brewers. As now it'll be Tyler McCreary passing it back with Mounier, and the Redhawks again trying to get a goal for the first time since Joe Covino's in the first period. As they try to spread things out, get these defenders out of their zones, and try to see if they can get a nice underneath cut. As Mounier will rotate it back down low here to Tyler McCreary. As now it's with Covino behind the net. Montclair State really spread out here. They're going to look to collapse soon. 34 seconds on the shot clock. As Mike McCreary will pass it back over on the right wing. Shot, and it's in the back of the net. What a snipe from that left wing. And it looked like it was Connor Gabelonis. And finally, the Redhawks strike in this second period.
You know, I didn't say it, but I was thinking it. Montclair really needs to get a goal before this period ends. They really need to get just one more at least to get something in their favor. And I'm so happy that they did, and I hope to get some more. Even this game out a little bit.
And Mike McCreary picks up his second assist today. Right now, leading the team by far in points with 2. Nobody else has a single one yet outside of him. As face-off at center circle between Anderson, and it looks like Novak. And it looks like Novak's able to get the face-off win on the ground ball. Pass it back up top. The ball is away from Danzigs, but Danzig's able to recover and go. Guarded closely right there by Nicholas. And the Redhawks will now again spread things out like they did last time and look for that opening. It worked for them last time. Danzigs now down low here with Tyler McCreary. Now able to get it off. The Redhawks are able to continue to spread out these up top midfielders as Danzigs looks to go underneath. Sets his screen, able to give some space off for Novak. Actually, I should say that's Holland. Holland now goes to his right as that pass was just flung and way out. But able to win the chase to it is Tyler McCreary. And it'll stay with the Redhawks. They're going to say that was a shot. So McCreary now up to Covino. And now it's going to be with Cleary. Covered closely by Nicholas. Cleary able to go to his right. Try to look for the opening, but pass it off to Mike McCreary. Now up here on the left wing. Try to put a move on. Looking inside Tyler McCreary, and that shot was deflected in front. But it looked like number 47, Solomon Hess. And now over the top, it looked like Hess goes all the way to the other end.
Oh, my goodness.
Ball's on the ground. Able to be up in the air. Shot in front. And it's going to go past as Chevins couldn't save it. Riley Olds able to pick up a goal.
that ball was on the ground for a long time. Everybody's net just kept missing it on their sticks. It just kept going right over it, right past it for some reason. It's almost like that was meant to happen because nobody else could get a hold of that ball.
Assist credited to TJ Carl. He picks up his first point of his career. And again, once Montclair State got that goal, you thought the momentum was swinging, but Vassar able to make a good defensive stand and counterattack real quick to extend their lead back up to 4. 2:58 left to go here in the first half, as it looks like Anderson at center circle trying to win that face-off. Ball's bouncing around, and the Red Hawks are going to be able to get that with Lucas Novak able to win the face-off. Now up top here with Maxwell. And they look to get some substitutions into the game. Mike McCreary now in here, and see who at the top of your screen is, as it looks like Maxwell will exit as well. As Tyler McCreary will pass it back over. It looks like Holland right there. Holland getting a little bit of checks, trying to find an opening, and he slips. Ooh. But he stays on his feet, still sticking with the play, and a flag, and they might call a trip. Actually, I think it was a hold they're going to call on Vassar. So man up, man down opportunity for the Red Hawks here with 2:17 to go in the first half. You got to hope this could lead to another goal. Try to get it back down to 3 before this half closes. As I think it's going to be started with Mike McCreary on that far side 10-yard line. And it looks like it'll be Holland right now.
Yeah, you definitely want to capitalize on this, or at least try and get some quality shots in or around the net.
So Holland will pass it behind the net. Now back up top here with, looks like Hickam. And now the Red Hawks are moving around, trying to go look for that opening inside, and deflected away inside by Bagan. It looked like he got the shaft of the stick on it and able to deflect it up, but a win of the race there. Montclair State will stick with their possession as Covino will move it up top. McCreary's pass almost goes wide, but able to stick with it. Pass underneath, shot, and a good save inside by Bagan. And you saw a good shot underneath by Verbuchen. And now back the other way, as it was Amersakis for Vassar coming back the other way, and it looks like a whistle is called. And I think a timeout taken by the Red Hawks, and you can see the Vassar College Brewers excited after a couple of momentum killers these last few minutes.
Yeah, it's definitely it's a lot. It's definitely something. I think Montclair also has to figure out what to do with that extra man on the man advantage. They have to figure out what to do with that extra person to make it work a little bit better in their favor, so that way they can actually get better shots on net, to get clearer shots, and to hopefully get a goal, because that's the whole purpose, right? So I think the whole figuring that out communication aspect needs to kind of be quickly addressed and fixed, and I think that's a big part of what's going wrong for them right now, because the gameplay doesn't seem like everything's there. The passing is there. Mm-hmm. The circling is there. The speed, it's there. Everything is there. It's just a matter of getting on the same page with each other. And with a game with this many players involved, that's hard to do, because it's a lot of people you have to be on the same page with. So it's not easy in any shape, way, or form, but it's definitely something that they need to try and work at a little bit the rest of this game.
Yeah, you've seen Covino really step up as the main shooter for this team. Has 7 shots, 3 of which have been on goal. Has a goal in this game as well. And you got to hope you isolate Tyler McCreary. It seems like right now Vassar's doing a good job of taking him out of this game. Has only 3 shots, 2 shots on goal. Hasn't had an assist yet, which is really his staple.
Mm-hmm. So, Kafone, I do have a question. You have more knowledge in this game than I do. So, if the goaltender stops a shot and the ball bounces out of their possession, can you work on that rebound?
Yes, you can.
Interesting.
As Negron passing it back here, number 9, Shane O'Hara. As Negron back up top, trying to look for some space to get a shot off. It was number 32, Baker Morton. as Vassar trying to find a little opening. A good switch there from Montclair State. You saw a nice step up by number 41, Patrick Bork. And now once again, Vassar looking to really move this offense around as a shot goes wide by Baker Morton. But Montclair State doesn't win that one, as Vassar will take back over here with Negron. Negron looking for a cutter around. He's able to find O'Hara on the left wing. O'Hara cuts right, getting pushed by Danzig, tries to shoot it, and a nice catch there in front by Shevins. As that pass is on the ground, able to move in front of the Red Hawks. They got a 3-on-3 opportunity, and the shot goes in. What a shot! Underhand from Darren Mayer, and the Red Hawks only trail by 3.
And this is what I was talking about before, relying on other people, not just trying to go to Tyler McCreary, or even in this case, Mike McCreary is doing a great job stepping up too, but keeping that duty on everybody and giving everybody that responsibility and holding them accountable to this offensive game, I think is definitely going to make a big difference going forward.
And get this, the first career collegiate goal for Darren Mayer. That's a good moment.
Wow.
Keep that ball, young man. You deserve it. Gets the lead back down to 3 with 42 seconds to go in the first half. If the Red Hawks can strike one more time before this half closes, if you're head coach Matt Poska, that's a win. As it looks like a face-off violation on number 36, Holden Anderson. Montclair State will take over. Joe Covino now getting some substitutions in front. Montclair State with fresh legs on the field as they look to drain this clock down to probably the last seconds and try to score, but a bad pass in front, and Gavilanes able to recover. As a timeout taken, I think, by Vassar. So the Red Hawks got a couple seconds to decide what they want to do. I think you hold for this last shot and try to design a play that can really get your best goal scorers in front.
Yeah, I agree. I think this is definitely something I don't want to say have to, because you don't have to, but you want to. You want to try very, very hard and do everything possible to capitalize on this last go at things. It'd give you a much fresher step into the next play, the next half of play. It would just, the boost of morale and the boost of camaraderie and faith in each other, I think, is needed. I think it would be really helpful. A goal is always fun, but especially when you're in this sort of situation. And the reason why I asked you that question before is because I feel like I've noticed quite a few chances up the front where Montclair could have gone back for that rebound, but I don't know the game like that, so I'm not sure how that works completely. Yeah, but I think that would definitely be helpful too. You just got to get more bodies up in front. You got to get more bodies up in front, try to get that rebound. I think that would also be helpful too. Again, that would be more the next half, but I think that's definitely something to look at and to try and take advantage of.
Yeah, I mean, they've been getting those opportunities. Now you've seen these last few minutes, they've tried to spread everything out, try to get those defenders up so they have a little bit more space to work with in the middle. And they've been able to capitalize. You saw by the goal by Gavilanes, which was the second one. That's really what they tried to do. They had a long possession. They extended it out for like 50 seconds, it seemed like. And they were able to score. And that last goal, you just saw a nice transition goal, 3-on-3 opportunity, and Mayer was able to capitalize that long stick. So 22 seconds left in the first half. Stan Siggs tries to go to his right, gets a little check there from Nicholas, as the Red Hawks will slow it down now, as Jacob Maldonado looks like trying to get a shot off, and that goes wide. Actually, it was number 21. But a shot in front and a goal. I didn't even see it. It was that quick, as Gavilanes missed the shot, but right there on the follow-up, I think, was Mike McCreary. And it's 6-4 with 5 seconds left.
Yeah, that took everybody by surprise, Cafone. The whole bench, I noticed it went in, and I'm like, okay, does it not count or something? Because as I said before, I'm kind of new to this still. So I was like waiting. I was like, okay, does this not count? And then after like a second, the whole bench started screaming, and then the stand started screaming, and I was like, oh, okay, so that does count. I am understanding how the game works. And
the goal is credited to Matt Holland on the rebound. You were saying this for the last few minutes, Catherine. They were waiting for that rebound, and Matt Holland was right there to pick it up. And they gets the lead down to 2, 1 second left, and the half comes to a close. 2 goals in the final minutes for the Red Hawks, and it's 6-4 Vassar. huge momentum swing going into the break,
Definitely.
and head coach Matt Poske has got to be happy.
Oh, of course. Just like I was saying, the rebounds is definitely going to be something you want to work with. I've noticed that with this goalie Baggin in particular. Like sometimes the rebound just bounces out, and you can work with it, and you can use it to your advantage. And that's exactly what they did. And it got them that extra goal to end the half. And now they're going to start the next period with that even fresher energy within themselves. And I think it's definitely going to be that was definitely a big moment in my opinion in the game, and I hope that it carries into the next half in the best way possible, and I hope that all the stuff they saw in the first they're going to use to their advantage in the second half.
Yeah, it seemed in that first half, Montclair State, after having 9 turnovers in the first period, they had only 5 in the second. They were able to limit those, and they seemed to, after those first 7 or 8 minutes, it looked like Vassar was really building on that lead. With the Redhawks with 3 goals in the final few minutes, 2 in the final 40 seconds. Really got the momentum back on their side as they head into the break, trailing 6-4 here on the Hawk Plus Game of the Week. Anthony Cafone alongside Catherine Pace. We'll be back in about 9 minutes, 30 seconds for the second half. back here on the Red Hawk Sports Network's Hawk Plus Game of the Week. The opening game of this season for men's lacrosse as they take on the Vassar College Brewers. 6-4 Vassar at the end of the first half. It was a big half for Ian Zampano. He had 2 goals, counted for 2 of the 6 goals, but also goals from Olds, Negron, Santis, and DeRosa. And then Montclair State had goals from Gabilanis, Mayer, and Holland, and also Cavino to account for all 4 of them. Catherine, very back and forth first half. It was pretty much a half of runs. You'd see one team dominate for a certain time period, and then another team dominate for a certain time period. And it wasn't really a back and forth contest.
No, it wasn't. When the game first started, Vassar completely ran away with it, in my opinion. They were playing like a perfect game the first 2 minutes or so. And then Montclair turns it around, and then it just kept going back and forth from there. And really good play, if you ask me. It was really cool to watch.
As James Nicholas now with it on that far sideline, looking to put pressure on recently entering the game, David Metzger, the 5th-year goalie, finally back into the game for the Red Hawks after the first half of Shevins. So Metzger getting his first minutes of the 2023 season. So good to see him back out on the field. As now O'Hara moves it back up top. Now cutting down is Negron. Negron looking onto his right. He passes it off. And a good fake shot there from Morton. As once again they're going to reset with Olds back up top. Olds getting sticked. And a good save in front by Metzger to deflect it away. As first save of the season for the senior. So now 14 minutes to go in the third period. Cutting back inside is Santis. Turns it around, cuts, tries to go back around, and he gets it out. As Vassar trying to get a shot in front. Metzger again goes to his knees and gets another big save. Ground ball pickup in front. And Metzger almost loses track of it, but he gets it. As first couple of saves of the season, he's looking sharp here in the second half.
Great saves there, and it's great to see him come in the game and be so ready to handle all that's coming his way.
Metzger coming far out of his goal, and he tries to launch a pass over the top, and he gets his connecting pass on that far sideline. And now they're going to try to cut inside. And now back around here with Mike McCreary on this near side behind the net as Danzig's now moving it back up top, a bouncer to Gabilanis. Gabilanis getting a little hedged outside. Now behind the net, good ring around the rosy here from the Red Hawks as Danzig's trying to get pushed back, and a good spin move from Danzig. Tries to shoot it, and saved in front there by Bagan. Bagan came up huge. That was a missile right there from Danzig's.
And it was a really nice save, too. To give credit to him, it bounced back, and he had to save it a second time. It was like another little mini save based off of the first save. He really had to fight for that one. But that was a beautiful shot, beautiful spin-around move there. It was all in all really good play.
So another big save from Bagan. He had 10 saves in that first half, and he had to stop some pretty tough opportunities, but let up 4 goals, as now it'll be started up with Kunicki. Actually, that's Holland, and Montclair State now trying to move it around, and losing the ball right there was Danzig's in front of the Vassar bench, who is pretty loud right now. You've heard them all game. I don't know if we have any Nat sound, but they've been loud. Redhawks still trying to move around the circle, try to stay out of that crease. McCreary now back to Tyler. Tyler now trying to find some opening. And he's going to try to go in front. And Tyler McCreary with his first goal of the season. Found a little bit of opening in that top left corner, and he strikes. It's a 1-goal game.
McCreary finally feeling comfortable to come out and play his game. And you know that sideline is going to be even louder now, Cafone. And it's funny because before the game I was talking to Campbell, and because I Campbell Donovan, shout out.
Team manager.
Yeah, it's for being the team manager and also being such a valuable source for information on the sport when you need it. And as somebody who doesn't know much about it, I went to him, asked for some help and things like that. And he goes, "Don't worry, you'll hear me screaming on the sidelines. You'll hear all of us, our whole bench." I was like, okay, I'll look forward to it.
I think I heard him a few times today. It's Cleary now with it right between the 25-yard line. He'll pass it back out, reset things with Ethan Mounier. A 4-0 Montclair State run in terms of goals. Danzig's now will pass it back out. Now with Cleary trying to spread out the offense again. Now it's behind the net. A couple of stick checks right there. moving around and trying to reset again as no opening for Tyler McCreary to do it again. It was good defense up front by Solomon Hess. Redhawks now once again trying to go back around, and another good defensive play in front. You see these switches that the Brewers are coming with here on this possession. They haven't had any opportunity. Shot in front, and it's deflected away, I think in front by a defender. And it was Mike McCreary on that shot. He just sort of flew in from nowhere. Almost deflected that pass again, and Vassar has to slow it down as Montclair State come in with a little bit of a forecheck. Now back up right around midfield is Dylan Dearman. Now back out here with Fagan. There's a couple of substitutions coming on from both sides. Here's Olds. Right around the 30-yard line near side. Tries to make a cut, and he'll reset it back out behind the net. Olds scored once, had an assist, had 2 points in that first half. Able to contribute on a couple goals. As now Vassar trying to move quickly. Right now it's Luke DeRosa. He's pushed back out. Now back up top with Metz. Metz getting a little bit of a stick check. Metz able to find some room right in front. A good pass. And Olds out of nowhere able to get that quick pass and shot on that left side. And the first goal out of the season for David Metzger. And he seemed like that was just such a quick play. He didn't really have time to react.
Yeah, it seemed like it was like still rolling in behind him, and he tried to look, and he couldn't see it. But that's because it literally was still rolling in behind him. From the initial hit, it bounced out and bounced back in, basically. That's at least what it looked like from here.
That was a great play by Olds to run around the crease, able to quick back cut almost, and able to get a shot really quick off that pass, almost instantaneous. 10:36 to go in the third period, and Vassar expands the lead back up to 2. As right at center circle, face-off, Novak trying to get the win, and it's still up in the air, but it's going to be won by Vassar and Mateo Roman. Now here comes Vassar in front, 3-on-4. Looks like a 4-on-4 opportunity, but able to get back on defense is Aiden Maxwell. As Vassar looks to make a couple more substitution changes, just to try to slow things down. Right now it's Tom Cottle, looks like. Actually, it's number 14, Dan Negron. Vassar looking to go on that far sideline. Montclair State stacking up all their defenders right around. Good switch right there, as you saw. And now Olds trying to get inside, and that ball went away, but it's going to look, they're going to say it's a shot, so Vassar will stay with the ball. So Santise now running around the crease, will get it back out. Shot inside is going to be deflected away. But a nice underhand by Negron. And now it'll stay with Vassar again. A couple of shots in a row on this possession. And another stick check in front, trying to get Santise out of his element. Santise going around lefty shot and deflected away by Metzger with the butt of his stick.
Too much time. Vassar's getting too much time in front of the net over here. If you're Montclair, you really got to try and step up that defense, do something. You got to get that to stop happening. You need to get their time away.
As pass underneath, another shot, another bouncer, and a goal. Once again, Troy Santise picking up a goal, and it's 8-5 Vassar with 9:19 remaining.
That's a hard one. That's a really hard one because Metzger was just, he was in the middle of falling down. It's the middle of falling down, and it goes right in behind him as the player shot it and was going in as he's coming down. So that's a really hard one. It's just tough. That's a tough one to let through because there's nothing you could have done really to stop that. He was mid-fall.
Montclair State still yet to have a lead in this game, as a quick face-off win right there by Novak, trying to go quickly as that ball was away and a race to it, but Montclair State able to win it to keep on with possession. Holland now back up with Mike McCreary, and now with Danzigs. This has just been a game of runs, Catherine. Once again, Vassar going on a little 2-0 run after Montclair's 4-0. Just seems like one team gets in that element, gets in that groove, and they're able to run with it. Redhawks now behind the net looking for that opening. Now you saw Tyler cut. Another pass inside for Holland, and there's nowhere to go as Mike there. And a flag thrown, and we're going to have a penalty here. Man up, man down opportunity. I think they're going to get Vassar on the penalty. So the Red Hawks will have a man-up, man-down opportunity. And I think the penalty, we'll get a second to see who it's going to be on. But it's a big opportunity for the Red Hawks to really pick up another goal and get back into this game. And I think we're still seeing like who the number is going to be.
Yeah. I'm like waiting for it to refresh so I can let you know.
So the Red Hawks now with it, trying to circle around here. As Danzig's now here on the left wing. Moving around now. Danzig's going to run in left. Pass it back behind the net. Doesn't set the screen though. Trying to get an opening right in front. Being sticked away. Good defense was Mike McCreary.
That was a nice pass
and
there.
now a shot in front of the bouncer and a score for Ryan I got to say this none again. Verbuchen.
Great job there. It was a really nice play. I have to say the pass that set that up, the pass before the pass to get the goal was a really nice one, and it was really strong. It seemed like it was very intentional, and from there things just seemed to float, and I have to say that is one thing with Montclair I've noticed. Once the first pass to start the sequence, if that's strong and has the intention behind it, everything else will follow. And it seems that once they all get on the same page, they will be there, and all the dominoes will fall right in the correct spot.
Verbuchen's first goal as a Red Hawk gets the lead back within 2. It is 8-6. Right now the scoreboard says 9-5. That is incorrect as Covino now able to pick up that ground ball and try to cross midfield. Has some opposition, but he beats it all. Covino, been a machine in this game. I got to say, he's been working to get great opportunities in front.
Absolutely.
He's having a great game right now.
Definitely. He's definitely doing a great job, and you noticed it from the minute he stepped up on the field. He didn't just step on the field and start playing the game. He stepped up. He started taking control and do what he had to do.
Red Hawks now behind the net, trying to find an opening inside, and hedged around there was Mike McCreary. And they'll have to reset here with Holland. Holland scored today. Mike McCreary almost got a pass back in front, loses the ball, able to pick it back to Covino.
Ooh.
Ball still on the ground, a flag, and another penalty on Vassar. And this one's going against Aiden Santoro. And once again, Montclair State with another advantage.
Yeah, Covino kind of got trucked and trampled almost. It was kind of a rough one there. But again, glad to see the officials sticking to what they see on the field and making sure that they call things accordingly. I feel like penalty calls have been pretty even so far, and I think they've been doing a really good job calling this game.
Absolutely. As now it'll be Holland to start things off. Montclair State now with 5. Actually, it's going to be 6 against 5 in this offensive zone. So you got to pick up on those numbers. Try to see if you can get a free shooter in front. Shot right there and deflected away by Bagan. Good opportunity on that right wing. As they saw they had that free shooter. But no dice on that shot from Verbuchen. And another one stripped away in front. A little bit of contact. Ball still on the ground. Redhawks trying to pick it up. But a little bit of a grab there by Mike McCreary. I think they're going to say turnover. As a good battle there from Mateo Roman for the Brewers. As Vassar now coming back up the length of the field. Crossing midfield now. It's in the hands of Tom Cottle. As Vassar tries to get their substitutions back, so they'll hold back to try to reset. Couple of loose subs, as you see. Looks like number 27, Luke DeRosa, as well as Anderson Eads now with the ball. Good screen from Eads and able to free up Olds. Olds looking for the first hat trick of the season. Trying to cut back inside. Right in front. Metzger able to make the big save. You saw Cradaville cut right down.
Huge save. That was a huge save, and look what it's leading to right here, right now. This break and a goal.
Back the other way, and another one in front. It looked like it was Mike McCreary off the pass from Mayer. And once again, another run. Montclair State back within 1, 8-7.
Sorry, I took that call from you, Kavon, but yeah, it just so quick. And again, once things go right on one end, or once things that start the play go right, the rest of the play that follows, the rest of the sequence that follows, tends to go really well with the same intention that started it.
It's actually Matt Holland credited with the goal, assisted by Mayer. And Mayer, his first game with the Red Hawks, having a big contribution, a goal and an assist. Keeping the Red Hawks within one. Still, the Red Hawks yet to lead in this one. Looking for that time to really break the tie. Get the momentum back on their side as that ball's deflected up by Hess. Solomon Hess now trying to cross the 25. Hess looking for an opening. He'll pass it off right around the corner. And now try to slow things down now with Troy Santese. Santese cuts. Looks to his right. And he'll pass it back off. Now it's here with O'Hara. Over to Negron here on the right wing. Negron puts a cut. Nice little juke move to get by Cleary. Ball's away. It's on the ground. Metzger tries to go in there and get the ball on the loose. Still on the ground. Metzger's got to be careful, but he's able to recover and get that loose ground ball over the top. Cleary. Cleary now has it. Quick run from Metzger over to Cleary. As now it'll be Mike McCreary now back over with number 38, Matt Holland. And the Red Hawks will look to spread things out again and look for that space in the middle like they like to do. As you see, a free cutter inside, shot and a bouncer right there by Gabalanis. But Bagan able to make a play on it, and Montclair State able to win the race to the ball. Holland now back up top here.
Oh, man, Montclair really wants to get that extra shot in and get that ball to the net.
Red Hawks now behind the net. Over to Cleary on the left wing. Cleary cuts left, right, and he's going to stick right. Spin moves. Tries to get a little bit of an opening. Another save in front by Bagan, but Cleary there for the rebound. Cleary trying to get that ball on the ground. Bodies fly. Whistle blown. Oof. And a turnover. I think they're going to call a foul on Vassar, and Montclair State will stay with it.
Man, oh man.
And now it's Gabalanis again. Red Hawks. Less than 4 minutes to go in the third period. Still trailing by 1. As screen set by Cleary. Almost lost the ball right there. You saw was Tyler McCreary. Has 1 goal today. As Cleary now looking for an opening. Getting hedged outside. And he'll pass it off now with Danzig. Danzig tries to spin left, but he's denied there by Dearman. Another good move from Danzig. He's able to win that time, but he's forced out wide, and Mike McCreary now has it underneath. Another ball inside, another tough play, but a good play by Bagan to save it in front on the bounce. And another job by Bagan. 14 saves here in the third period.
Nice play there for Montclair. Nice pass over.
There's a good shuffle off now with Danzigs. Danzigs will set the screen. Try to get these Red Hawks back in striking distance. Cleary covered closely by Roman. And he'll get it off to Danzigs again. Started back with Gabalanis on the left wing. Moving it around with Mike McCreary. And they're just playing around the Rosie behind the back, and he hit the post, it almost seemed like, but I think it was a little bit wide. That was almost going to be a contention for early goal of the year. And you saw Holland cut from the left side, right in front of the crease, behind the back shot. He was just a little wide. You were ready to hear me get out of the seat if he hit that shot. So it will still stay with the Red Hawks and Mike McCreary. As the Red Hawks makes a few subs. It looks like you're seeing Cavino back in the game. Try to get that big body in front. Tyler McCreary passing it back up top. Another shot for Danzigs, and he finds the back of the net. Matt Danzigs ties it up. 8-8, 2:33 to go in the third period.
Wow, that that was something. That was something. The plays leading up to it absolutely amplified this to the max. This was building up. This was reaching its point, and it just hit the boiling point. The pot is boiling over. The water is overflowing from it now. That's exactly what that was. Montclair needed that, and they were doing everything possible to get it, and they just kept working and working and working, and sure enough, here it is, 8-8. Wow, what a way to work back into this.
Veer Buchan credited with the assist. He has 2 points in his Red Hawk debut. And what a run from the Red Hawks. 4 straight goals. And nods it up at 8. Holland. Good move at midfield. Passes it back up top now with Aiden Maxwell. Maxwell looked to get his subs back in front and looked to slow it down. Catherine, you see the momentum slowly changing. Red Hawks have played a really good third period as they've outscored 4-2 over the Brewers.
Without a doubt, Vassar is definitely trying to figure out what to do here because Montclair is finding themselves on a roll. They're figuring out what works for them, and they're sticking to it, and they're doing that at the perfect time, and it's created so many opportunities for them and so many that they've been able to capitalize off of.
Covino, high shot saved by Bagan. Tough play, and now back the other way. You see a head of steam. It's James Nicholas. Nicholas will look to reverse, slow down, and a couple of substitutions coming in slowly. You see Negron as well as O'Hara. Holland exits the game for the Red Hawks. Try to bring us a defensive sub in. As you see a lot of movement from both sides as they try to get the personnel they want on the field. As it's going to be Negron right around midfield looking for more substitutes. And he gets it off now with Baker Morton as he gets it over to O'Hara. Less than a minute to go in the third period. O'Hara gets hit a little bit from behind there from Maxwell as Vassar tries to get in front. Bouncer goes wide. And it goes out and picked up here by Santis. Vassar will continue their possession. Santis cutting right. Trying to look up top. Another shot. That one's deflected away by Metzger. Another key stop for this Red Hawk defense. 19 seconds left on the shot clock. And now we're trying to see right now it's Olds trying to spin. Good switch there for the Red Hawks as he's met with another defender. Good play by Maxwell to reject him away. Olds now moves it up to Negron. Negron cuts right. Able to have an opportunity. And another save from Metzger. And the shot clock runs out. But it's going to stay as it looks like it's going to reset.
Metzger doing an outstanding job down there maintaining that sharp eye and staying on top of that. Yeah, as he does it again, doing a great job. So sharp, so on top of the ball, able to read it really well, doing absolutely phenomenal.
Now here come the Red Hawks again. Matt Danzig's over the 40. He gets it down here with Tyler McCreary. McCreary 1 assist from tying the program record as that shot goes wide. Still held without an assist today. Has a goal, though. As Mike McCreary now, right here, try to pass it inside of Tyler. Ball gets deflected away, and that'll be the end of the third period. Montclair State on the back of 4 straight. Tie it up at 8 as we head into the final period, Catherine. This team looks to connect their second half team as we've seen her here early on the season.
Yeah, no, seriously. That it seems to be their thing, and right now it's working for them. The amount of shots Montclair has is 42 to Vassar's 32, and they have managed to figure out what is going to work to make those shots get in, how to open up the field, how to get the space to do what they want to do and find the areas in the net where they know they can capitalize, and they've done it, and they keep doing it. And as long as they keep doing it in this next period and they don't let Vassar sort of intimidate them or come in and really push them in any direction or try and play a different game, as long as they stay doing what they're doing, they can continue and come out on top.
This has been a real defensive game, Catherine. I mean, only right now the maximum goals we've seen, 5 goals in the second from Vassar. I mean, teams have gone on runs, but it's been, few and far between goals. It's just been a great defensive showing. You've seen the goalies from both sides. Bagan, 14 saves. Shevins and Metzger combined for 8 saves. It's been a tough go with things here, as you've seen both teams have had this defensive approach. And a lot of the goals we've seen have been defense that have led to quick, easy offense.
Yeah, definitely. The defense is, like you said, doing a great job. They're really standing up and doing everything the best they can. Bagan's doing a great job. Bagan is truly doing a great job. I think he's been doing a great job from the start. Yeah, he let up 8 goals. Yeah, things are tied up right now, but he has been stopping so many, and he's been a big part of the Vassar team and helping them play the game that they play, and that's what he was in the beginning. And I think now they're starting to get a little scared and settle back a little bit because Montclair is figuring out how to work around his greatness. And I think that is what's getting to them. And I think Montclair is doing a great job even working around that and still using that to their advantage. And I hope they continue to do that for the rest of this period.
So it'll be Anderson at center circle. I think that'll be Novak for the face-off. And it looks like right away a tough win at center circle for Anderson as they look to quickly strike right now with Mateo Roman as he'll exit the game, as well as the face-off for Anderson. And it looks like a whistle from the referees. And I think maybe a substitution. You see referee talking with Pasque, trying to see what the call is, what the holdup is. I think we got it almost settled, as we are back now with Vassar having the ball up top now, as it's in the hands of Negron. Still, I don't know what the stoppage is right now.
Yeah. Is it? I didn't see any flags or anything.
I saw a couple substitutions, and then the whistle was blown. I don't know if someone called a timeout. No one huddled to the bench. And here we go. Now we're back. Now it's right now with Tom Cottle trying to look for an opening, and he's denied right away. But a good back cut right there, one-on-one, and an opportunity for Troy Santise, and he delivers.
Santise has been doing it the whole game so far, so it's no surprise he was able to do it here again. Doing a great job trying to lead the team, and now it's Montclair's turn to try and jump in and rebuttal that.
And Santise pulls the rabbit out of the hat, his third goal of the game, and 9-8 Vassar. We actually have a explanation as to what the stoppage was earlier. It was actually an unnecessary roughness call against Aiden Santoro, so it put him in the man-up, man-down. But they were able to capitalize with less men on the field. So 9-8 Vassar, 14-34. Still Montclair State yet to take a lead in this game. They've been battling back this entire time. And it looks like a face-off violation against Anderson. So the Redhawks will have the ball again. As Tyler McCreary, so fast, able to outrun, try to slow things down, get his subs back into the game. As Dan Siggs around the 45-yard line. Pass it back out right now. Montclair State here with 5 players in the offensive zone to 4 for Vassar. Good spin as Covino tried to get a little opening, but he's denied right there by Emmer Sakis. And now he'll pass it up. 3 defenders on 3 attackers, and that shot was wide. Right in front of the net. It looked like Matthew Holland had a good angle. He just couldn't really find that area he wanted. And a turnover right there as a good defensive play by Solomon Hess to force a turnover. Now back the other way, James Nicholas. Actually, it's, Nicholas passing it now up here with Fagan as substitutions now for Vassar as they get more players on the field with Negron, as well as Cullen Fagan entering the game. And you see Nicholas exits. Negron now here on the left wing, covered by Danzig. He'll pass it up now, right at the top of the point with O'Hara. And a good move right there from Negron to go on Danzig. Negron gets bullied outside. And good defense from the Redhawks. They're just switching, and they're playing physical right now, not giving them any space. Good move inside, trying to get a shot, and a save from Metzger in front. Ball still on the ground, picked up in front by the Brewers. As you saw, it was Olds able to get there. But a good defensive recovery by the Redhawks to not allow a goal right there.
Nice D work. Nice D work. They're doing a great job down there.
And now here's Santis. Cuts back, trying to go around the crease. Santis, another spin move. Tries to pass in front, a tip and a goal! Riley Olds able to do it again! He pulls the rabbit out of the hat, his third, and the goal lead back up to 2 for Vassar with 12:29 to go.
Again, this is one of those goals that's really hard because Metzger was going down on his way down, and it just went in right over him. It's so hard, and you could see as he was getting up from that, or as it went in, and he was sitting on, and he finally got to the ground. He was really upset. You could see it in his body language, and as he got up, you can still tell he's not happy about that.
Troy Santis picks up the assist, and first 2 goals of the fourth period go the way of Vassar as Fiorenza was at center circle with Anderson. It looked like Anderson had a face-off violation, and for the second straight time off face-off violation, Montclair State will get the ball as McCreary over to Holland, now back up top near the far sideline. Redhawks need to score quick, try to get the momentum back on their side. A shot in front and a save by Bagan, and a good look you saw right there, what looked like from Holland.
Oof.
And a big layout right there, and they got numbers in front. A shot underneath. It looked like Metzger deflected it away. Ball's on the ground, picked up. Metzger's got to get back to the net. And right there, they'll stop it right with Solomon Hess. And it's slowed down now with Zampano. Dangerous possession right there. So it looks like a flag is down, a delayed penalty. So the Redhawks will more than likely will be down a man for the next minute after this possession. So right now, free possession for Vassar as they attack. Metzger with a save in front. Pick up a ground ball, and there's the whistle. So the penalty be against Montclair State. 11:23 left to go in the fourth period. And it looks like it's going to be an offsides call against Matthew Holland. So that'll put the Redhawks down 1 player, and can't be making penalties this late in the game, Catherine.
Nah, you definitely can. This is the last quarter. You got to give it all you can. There's just over 10 minutes left. You really got to dig deep, pull together, and try and just tighten things up. Do what you were doing before. It was really working. I know Vassar got that extra burst from the little break there, but just try and pull it together.
As they're moving around, TJ Carl almost got the pass deflected, and a good play in front on the defensive end. Looked like Jack Greco able to make that play in front. Now back the other way, coming Patrick Bork. Patrick Bork in his first game as the long stick midfielder for the Redhawks, taking the place of Will Smith, reigning defensive player of the year, and he continuing to have a great game as right now being forced out is Danzig's. Right around the 40-yard line, a long pass trying to reverse Fields. And now again, another shot inside and a goal! It looked like Matthew Holland on the left wing able to find that top part of the goal. And once again, the Redhawks only down 1.
Yeah, that's exactly what you needed. That's exactly what you wanted. Just tighten up on the things that you were doing before. It's going to work. It was working all along. There's no reason why it wouldn't now. The play is still just as good as long as you're all working together to make sure everything is happening at just the right moment. And they are.
Cavino picks up the assist, and Matthew Holland pulls the rabbit out of the hat. His third goal today. 10:42 to go. Redhawks still knocking on the door. They're not going away. You've seen Vassar go on runs, try to get this lead back up, but the Redhawks continuing to battle and stay in this one. First game of the season, bringing the drama in a face-off violation against Andrea Fiorenza. And now back the other way is Colin Fagan for Vassar. As Cradaville now back up top. And now it's going to be slowed down here with Metz Now here over with Johnson. Johnson trying to put a juke move to the left. And now back up top. Trying to cut inside. A little bit of a shove right there, forcing him out. Number 19, Ian Zampano, getting defended. And now here comes Metz being bullied inside by Covino. Metz has no room to really move, and a good defensive position there from Covino.
That was all locked down right there.
A shot right there. Metzger saves the high shot.
Nice.
Able to keep the goal lead at 1. And a far pass over. And what a juke move. Oh, he broke his ankles. Whoo! Covino putting the step back move on him. Tyler McCreary, pass inside. No room to really shoot, and he doesn't have a good angle, and he missed. You saw a good opportunity there with Holland. Now back the other way. Here they come. Riley Olds in front. Nick Johnson, actually, and he misses it. It's James Nicholas. And Nicholas misses that shot high, and Vassar had a good opportunity. And some substitutions coming in for both teams. 9:24 left to go in regulation. 10-9 Vassar.
Yeah, Nicholas, the senior captain for that Vassar Brewers team, and really came through with all of that speed and put the force behind that ball as much as he could.
Morton able to put a little swim move on him. Now it's with Negron. Trying to look for another opening, and that pass was just off the mark. And trying to scoop in there and get a quick move. And a nice little move up there to get it up to Maxwell. You saw that little shovel pass. And now, once again, the Redhawks are on the attack. As Gabalanis will slow it down. Let his subs get in. Try to use all of this minute shot clock. As it's now down here with Verbuchen. Verbuchen shot! Verbuchen scores! Unbelievable! We are tied again!
The space he had for that shot was wide open. He took the shot. It was clear. Beautiful, clear, crystal clear position. Crystal clear shot vision. Amazing straight through. Exactly what you wanted.
In his first game as a Red Hawk, Verbuchen with 3 points, which is the team lead. I mean, this kid has come in the first game as a Red Hawk and has really, truly delivered a clutch performance. 8:32 left to go. Tied again at 10. Face off at center circle. A tough battle. And it's going to be won right there by Anderson. Novak couldn't really get there. The ball is on the ground. It looked like a body flew. Ball's still on the ground, picked up by Vassar. A tough defense now as they're trying to stick check that ball away. Solomon Hess crossing midfield, meeting a couple of defenders. He's bullying his way through. Solomon Hess! But a whistle blown. And it looked like a timeout taken before Solomon Hess really had a chance to go there, as the Brewers, with maybe a mistimed timeout right there.
I don't know if you saw, Cafone, but right at the end there, Metzger was in the net, and Hess kind of like stopped right in front of him because he was breaking to the net, right? So everybody saw that. And he just kind of stopped right in front of him, and they just kind of like patted each other's back, like, good job. You know, like, we're taking the time. I don't know. I just really like that. I like the sportsmanship. Like, yes, this is clearly a really close game, and it's been going back and forth. And right now it's tied up once again for, the third time I think it is. Like, it's been going back and forth in the final quarter of the game.
There hasn't been a lead change, though.
There has never been a lead change.
There's not been a lead change in this game. But this game's been tied 3 different times.
Yeah.
The Red Hawks are just looking for that one goal that'll put them over the top.
Yeah, but they're still maintaining the sportsmanship throughout it all, and that's something I'd like to highlight because that's something very important to me, and I like seeing it, and I just think it's really cool.
Absolutely. It's just been one of those games where the emotions have been running high. It's the first game you've really gotten back out on the field. I mean, they had a scrimmage last week getting ready for this season, but I mean, now this is the real first test that you've had to go against. And Vassar, I mean, the first 7 times these two teams have versed each other, Montclair came away with the win 7 times. And last year, Vassar in the first game of the season ended up beating Montclair State in a 15-12 shootout at Vassar College. But now this time around, the Montclair State Redhawks have come out tough. It's been a game of runs. Vassar's got it out to a lead. At one point, their lead was as big as 5 goals. But it's still knotted up at 10 with 8:07 left to play. As Riley Olds will pass it around, get it back, try to get back up top to O'Hara. Good move and a good cut. Trying to get inside. It's passed off right now with Santise. Santise coming around the left side of the crease. Trying to put a move on, and he has nowhere to go. But a good stick check and a steal away by Greco. Greco read that play all the way through. Redhawks trying to cross midfield, and a good move. A little bit of a hack right there inside by Roman. Montclair State able to pick up the loose ground ball, and now they're running. They got a 5-on-5, but a couple of substitutions. Redhawks will reset with Danzigs up top. Over to Tyler McCreary. Reversing back to Gavilanis. Gavilanis trying to put the move on. Gavilanis inside, and a good save away there in front by Bagan. I think it might have been wide. So the Redhawks will continue with possession. Mike McCreary now reversing field, and now back up top to Danzig. 7 minutes left to go. Cavino and Danzig going back and forth. Danzig's now down low. Trying to set a screen. Little bit of a move and a shot, and it goes wide. You saw Holland trying to go for his 4th. Try to go the Baker's hat trick. 6:46 to go. Mike McCreary looking for an opening again, looking for someone to cut. He gets it back outside as Cavino now moves it over to Gavilanis here on the near sideline. Gavilanis cutting right. Back outside, shot in front is actually denied. Danzig didn't have enough room. Danzig's again on the ground. It's going to be saved by Bagan again. And Bagan with a nice long pass gets it out in front. Vassar's got numbers. And a good play on the defensive end to knock that ball down. That was a big play by Aiden Maxwell, using all that long stick to make the play. Vassar's still with it, though, as it'll be Shane O'Hara right around the 30-yard line. O'Hara cutting down the left. He's cut off by the defense. And he'll get it back outside with Negron. Negron over to Metz. And Metz will slow it down. Another pass out in front. Trying to look inside, and the pass is off the mark. Looking for Olds underneath. And a little bit of contact and a roll out of bounds. And it'll stay with the Brewers. Olds moving it up top now with Negron. Over to Metz up top. 5:37 left to go in regulation. Both teams have exchanged blows in this quarter. Moving right. And a pass underneath. As looking for TJ. Carl inside. Stolen away. Redhawks. Another forced turnover. Up top. And it looked like it was a forced turnover by Long. And that pass was off the mark to Cavino. Ball's on the ground. Picked up by the Brewers. Long pass back towards the middle with Negron. And Negron will slow it down again. Let the substitutions back on. It'll be Nate Cradaville. It looks like Ryan Metz as well. Trying to just let the game come to him right now. Negron moving to his left. Gets forced back outside. 50 seconds on the shot clock. Not trying to force anything right now. As Cameron passes it back up top. As you see Metz trying to find that opening. Metz moving, and that ball's stripped from behind. Picked up in front. And it looks like Metzger was trying to come out of his crease to make that play. Whistle was blown. As a few substitutions for the Redhawks. Looks like Aiden Long hits the bench as well as Cavino.
That's always one of the hardest parts, when the other team decides they want to slow it down so they can start doing their work, and it's like, all right, but I'm ready to go now. Mm-hmm. You have to wait on their time. But Montclair's doing a really good job to combat that.
As here comes Vassar again. Back up top with O'Hara. Moving it back around to Zampano. O'Hara again. Trying to find that opening inside. You see that back cut looking for it. O'Hara fakes the shot. Back outside with Olds. And they're moving around an intercepted pass. Another big play inside by Aiden Maxwell. Danzigs trying to get out in front. Trying to get hedged out. Danzigs almost loses it. but able to keep track of it. Almost loses it again. But he's got a defender on his hip. He has to get rid of it. And he'll get it off to Tyler McCreary. And now Redhawks will look to reset up top now with Ryan Verbuchen. Verbuchen now here with McCreary. And now over up top with number 18, Jack Cleary. Cleary looking to see if there's any subs coming in. No one entering from Montclair State. A couple of subs entering for Vassar College, as it looks like Shane O'Hara is hitting the bench. Cleary cutting right. No opening. He'll pass it off. Mike McCreary will pass it over on the right wing. Trying to get a nice angle. Trying to get a shot off, and it's saved in front again by Bagan. Ball's kicked around, and it's picked up inside there by James Nicholas. Ball passes off the mark. It's going to be rolling across midfield. Montclair State picks it up again as Covino will slow it down again. Cleary will move it back around. Montclair State, less than 3 minutes to go in the fourth period. Cleary going right. Cleary shot. He gets it to go! And Montclair State has their first lead of the night.
You've been waiting for this all night, Cafone, and now you finally got it. Montclair State with the 1-goal lead that they've worked so hard for. Both defenses doing a great job right now of trying to stay on top of each other and stay on top of the game being played. But Montclair able to outdo it and just come out on top on this one.
Vassar's had the lead for 57 minutes of this game, or it's been tied or a lead for Vassar. And Montclair State gets their first lead 57 minutes into the game. 11-10 Redhawks. Face off at center circle. This is a big one. As possession's being battled, and it's going to be won right there by Novak. Novak crosses midfield. And he'll slow it down. And Montclair State once again wins a crucial face-off. They've been dominant on face-offs today, 15 of 25. Only 10 wins for Vassar today. And that could have been a huge calling card in this game. Winning face-offs is huge. Starting these possessions, Redhawks have been able to get out to quicker possessions. I mean, you've seen it. 5 of 10 for Fiorenza. He's won half of his. And Novak has won 10 of his 14 face-offs. Covino now with it around the 40. Redhawks now with it. Trying to cut left. Forced out right there inside by Fagan. And looks like Tyler McCreary looking to make a move as he is sticked out. Has nowhere to really move. Another try inside. A little bit of a shove. Trying to rotate back around. Good move. Shot inside is deflected away by Bagan as it looked like Danzig's got hit to the ground. Flag hits. Delayed penalty now. The Redhawks have a chance to score. Free possession. Minute 30 left. And it looks like the shot clock is going to reset. You saw Pasquet was looking for the shot clock reset. Shot inside. It's going to be deflected away by Bagan. And that'll be the end of this possession. Montclair State, for the next minute, will have the man up, man down. That's huge. That's almost 80% of the rest of this game. Montclair State will have an advantage with a 1-goal lead. So Vassar kind of shot themselves in the foot right there.
I mean, let's see what they do with it. They can definitely do a real lot with that. So we'll definitely see how this goes. And I don't know. You never know. I know before Vassar, they were man down, but they came up. So
in this situation, Catherine, are you trying to hold out, try to kill some clock here, or are you trying to go for another one?
I feel like the smart answer is hold out, but I feel like the Montclair State team has been doing so well trying to get their offense going. I think, me personally, I just tell them, no, just play your offense. They've been doing a good job with making sure they're circling around and taking their time to begin with. So, I mean, is it really... It would be a difference of seconds, in my opinion. So I think they should just run with what they got. And
they're just playing keep away right now as Covino has it around midfield. You see Vassar playing a little bit more desperately out in the corners, trying to force a turnover. The Redhawks with 40 seconds left, 20 seconds on the shot clock. Looks about 19 seconds between shot clock and game clock. Redhawks looking to improve to 1-0 in the first win of the season. And it looks like a timeout taken by Montclair State with 27 seconds left. I mean, win almost a certainty, Catherine, but we've seen crazier things happen in the past.
We have.
So you can't call this a win yet, but
Nope.
it's going to be tough. You got 7 seconds on the shot clock. You see Pasque is probably going to try to make a play where he can get a shooter in front. But it's been one of those games, Catherine, early on in the season that could really make the identity of a team right now. The Red Hawks have shown they're the comeback kids. They're not going to be put down that easily.
Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, I think last season, they made it all the way to the championship game. They made it all the way to the championship game, and that hurts. You expected to go in there and play your best game, and they did. But unfortunately, somebody else played their best a little bit more, and that's going to leave a taste with you. So when you come into the new season, and some of you having had that experience and having had that taste, you're going to hold that with you. So when you get down to start the first game of your season, you're not going to let that fly. You're not going to let it go easy, and you're going to really need to do everything you can to rally, and that in turn encourages your teammates to rally. And I think that's exactly what we saw here. They were on the right path the entire time. They just needed to tighten up a few little things and get a little bit quicker with a little bit of passing communication or whatever these little teeny tiny perfectionist sort of things were. They fixed them and they made them the perfectionist way, and that's how they're working.
Montclair State's first year in the Coast to Coast Conference. This could be a big turning point as a play by Bagan tries to knock down the ball in front. He gets the steal, 18 seconds left. Vassar's got to go quick. Right now it's with Hess. Hess being hedged in front. He got a pass off now with Zampano. Zampano at the 30, spin moves, tries to make a move in front. Has nowhere to really go, passes it off. Nicholas, shot! It's deflected away by Metzger. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, ball rolls out. 2.7 seconds left. And Vassar has a chance for one more play before the clock expires. They can force overtime as a timeout's taken by the Brewers. And we'll have one more stoppage of clock here. Catherine, this is it. This is for all the marbles.
I have to point out, that was a great defensive work there by Aiden Long. Aiden really stepped up and did what he had to do. Like you said, time's getting close, and this is not something you want to let go so easy. And he made sure he was staying with that man in front and making sure he was blocking that route to the net as much as he could. It was just a great effort there. But yeah, this is it. Like 2.7 seconds. Vassar's going to come in strong with something. They're going to try and get straight to that net, and you have to be ready to combat that. Mm-hmm. You can't let it happen. It's that simple. You cannot let it happen.
It's been a big day on the Vassar side for Riley Olds as well as Troy Santise, both with a hat trick. So you expect they've scored 6 of their 10 goals, that one of them will be receiving this pass and try to get a quick tap-in goal and try to force this game into overtime. The Montclair State defense, headlined by the great Jack Greco, has had a couple of key turnovers forced today. 2 turnovers forced by Aiden Long, 2 by Dan Siggs, 3 by Bork. Bork's been coming up huge as well today. So it's going to be on one of those guys to make a big play underneath. And it's going to be Troy Santise to throw this ball in. As we wait. Santise gets the whistle. 1 second, tries to get it inside. No good, and that is it. The Red Hawks, they were trailing for 57 minutes of this game, and they pull out the 11-10 victory on the opening game of the season.
Look at that field right now. Look at that Red Hawk team. Look at how they are crowding around and supporting each other and encouraging each other. That is what's going to carry through this season. That teamwork, that camaraderie, that is what is going to propel them forward and help fuel all of these games going forward and help just with everything. And I truly think that they are really, really good competition for anybody to face. Like they are going to give you a good fight no matter what. And as we've seen here, it doesn't matter what you start the score, what score you start the game with. Doesn't matter where it is at halftime. It doesn't matter. By that last quarter, that is what's going to determine what's up and what's down and who's going to bring everything home, because Montclair can do it even if they've been down basically the entire time.
A gutsy win for the Red Hawks. 3 goals for Matthew Holland. He headlined a team that led the team in points with 3. I mean, one of the great games that we've seen, one of the great Red Hawk intros we've seen from Verbuchen. I mean, he had a goal at a key moment, tied the game up, also picked up an assist. He had 3 points altogether. Joe Cavino had a combined 2 points, a goal and an assist. It's really much a team effort. It wasn't a tale of one player really taking over this game. It was just, you saw Cavino, Tyler McCreary, Mike McCreary with 2 assists. Everybody was filling up the stat sheet, and that's what contributed to this win.
Oh, definitely. And, like I said, going into this, we highlighted one player in particular, Tyler McCreary. You knew everybody was going to hone in on him and get ready and get excited for all the endless possibilities of greatness that is in front of him and all the things that the impacts that he would make here at Montclair, and he is making here at Montclair. But I think it's also really important to note that the team around him stepped up a lot, that they're taking a lot of that pressure off of him, and they know that going forward, it doesn't have to be just him. I think as one of those players that everybody is getting so excited for and there's lots of attention around, I think it's kind of hard sometimes because you step out there and it's like, well, dang, I kind of have to do this. What if so many thoughts run through your head, and it's, I'm sure it's amazing for the rest of his team in the sense that it's like, hey, we can do it too. And it's just as amazing for him because, hey, his team can do it too, Yeah,
this team has a huge home winning streak that continues. I wasn't trying to jinx it today on the broadcast. The Red Hawks have not lost a home game since April 3rd, 2021. 21-12 loss to Stockton that day. And the home win streak continues. That's us. That's it for us here at the Red Hawk Sports Network here on the Hawk Plus Game of the Week. Anthony Cafone alongside Catherine Pace. 1-0 the Red Hawks are going into their next game. We'll see you next time.